Welcome. If you're looking for support, head over to faithfullygrowing.com to learn more about the Faithfully Growing community. As a member, you'll get access to weekly drop-in Zoom sessions, one for everyone and one for IFS practitioners, plus a weekly email with resources and prompts to help you on your parts work journey. You'll also have access to a library of full IFS tutorials and tools. I don't just see this as a podcast. I see it as a family of people committed to healing and supporting one another, being human together. So whether you're here for your own journey or giving back to help others, you're what makes this all possible. And know that you can feel free to reach out anytime at tim@faithfullygrowing.com. Welcome back to IFS Meditations and Insights. I'm Tim Fortescue, your guide on this journey, here to help foster spiritual wholeness and healing through an internal family systems lens. In this compassionate space, we aim to dive into self-discovery and inner knowledge. I truly believe that when we accept all parts of ourselves, we're able to experience deep love and to live more fully. I'm thankful to be part of your path to inner peace and sacred connection. So settle in, open up your heart and mind, and let's begin another episode. Today I'm going to help you explore the patterns that show up in your life and the parts that come up around them. Those thoughts, feelings, or behaviors that keep repeating. And just want to see if I can help you get curious about them. And so as we begin, find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down. And gently close your eyes. If it's more comfortable, you can just let your gaze rest softly in front of you with your eyes open. And as you settle in, begin to bring your awareness to your life. And do this as gently as you can. Think about the patterns that tend to show up for you and the parts that can be triggered by them. The things that seem to happen on repeat, no matter how much other parts of you may want to try and change them. Be aware of those parts that may not like these patterns and the parts that come up around them too. Try to simply notice which patterns feel most present for you today. It could be a habit of overworking, procrastination, feeling anxious in certain situations, or a pattern of self-doubt. Just let these patterns and parts come into your awareness naturally. You don't have to push anything here. And now, with a gentle curiosity, if you can, focus on one pattern. There's no need to analyze or fix it right now. Just notice that it's there. And note too, I encourage you to pause this recording if you need more time. Once you've recognized a pattern, allow yourself to connect with the parts of you that come up around it. You don't need to know exactly what the parts look like or why they show up right away. Simply invite them into your awareness. See if there's one part that you could give some attention to right now. It may be helpful to ask, which part of me is driving this pattern? You may sense its presence in a specific part of your body, perhaps a tightness in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, or even a tension in your shoulders. Or maybe it's more of a feeling, an energy that you can sense around you. Take a moment to sit with this part that naturally arises. If you can't sense it clearly yet, that's okay. Simply allow the part to know you're here, paying attention and ready to listen. How are you feeling toward the part that is driving this pattern, or maybe it's another part that needs attention? And if it's anything other than things like curiosity and compassion, openness, if there's resistance or a sense of not being open, it's likely another part. Just see if that part could soften back. Let it know that it can have some attention in the future too. You would like that if it would. But we can get a better sense of our inner system if we spend time with one part at a time. And we're spending time with this part that we're focusing on for now. And if it's able to soften back, thank it. And now turn your attention back to the part that is driving this pattern in your life, or the part that you're focusing on. And with a sense of openness, see if you can get curious about this part and let it know that we're only going to be a few minutes. No agenda. We just want to get to know it better and help it get to know us. You might silently ask it a few questions. It may be helpful to start by asking, what's your intention for me? What are you trying to do? Why are you showing up this way? And take a few moments to listen for any responses. These may come in the form of words, images, sensations, or simply an inner knowing. Whatever shows up is okay. Just allow this part to express itself. What's it trying to protect you from? This part may be trying to protect you from something painful, maybe fear, rejection, failure, feeling vulnerable. Whatever it's protecting you from, know that this part's developed this pattern because at some point it believed this was the best way to keep you safe. Just spend some time seeing how that lands with you and with this part that's working so hard to protect. As you begin to understand this part's role, take a moment to see if you can extend it just some more compassion. Let it know that you get it, that you understand, or maybe you have more questions for it, the part for you. This part is trying to help, even if its methods don't always feel helpful to you. You might say to this part, either silently or out loud, "Thank you for your hard work. I see now that you're trying to protect me, and I appreciate your efforts." And again, notice how the part responds. Simply acknowledging its protective role can often create a sense of more openness and relief or connection. Let this part know that you're open to working together in a way that's healthier and more balanced. But you need it and the gifts that it brings. But it's not alone. If it feels right, you can ask this part one more question. What do you need from me right now? Listen to its response. It may need reassurance, rest, or simply the permission to step back a little, knowing that it can trust you a little more now. As we begin to close this meditation, take a few moments to thank the part that came forward today. It takes a lot of courage, and let it know that you're here, that you're going to continue to listen, and that you'll continue to build this relationship with it over time. And then think the part that was able to soften back, or maybe it's more than one part. Remember to let them know that you see them. Thank them for their courage in softening back, and let them know they can have some attention too. Maybe you could even be curious to see what it was like for them to witness this. Often they're surprised because our parts don't know who we are today, and they haven't seen us interact with other parts this way. Then when it feels right, you can gently shift your awareness back to your breath. And bring your attention back to the room where you are. You can open your eyes if they were closed. And you can continue about life. Thank you for joining me in this meditation. Remember, recognizing patterns and working with your parts is a process that takes time. Each time you connect with these parts, you're deepening your relationship with yourself. I encourage you to carry today's insights with you, staying curious and compassionate as you continue this inner work. Take care. That wraps up another episode of IFS Meditations and Insights. If you found it useful, please follow or subscribe and share and leave a positive review to help others find the podcast. For more IFS Meditations and Insights, visit blog.faithfullygrowing.com. And as always, your thoughts on the podcast are welcome. Send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. And thank you for being part of this community. Remember to be compassionate to yourself and others, and I look forward to our next session. And until then, take care, stay curious, and embrace all parts of your journey.